This is week 2 of the FSA. We're going to begin with number 4. What is the area of the triangle? Now, I'm going to be 100% honest with you. When I first did this, I found the area of this, and I don't know. I did the whole thing. But it's not that. It's just the triangle. So it just wants the triangle. So it just wants this cute little guy right here. So all we need is area of a triangle. And according to my formula, that is base times height cut in half, or 1/2 base times height. You can do that too. So it gives me none of this. It doesn't give me any of it. So we got to be a little sneaky. So I want to try to find this part, this portion of the triangle, the base, but I don't know. But I can use information around it. So for example, this portion, this whole thing I know is 10. And I know that this part takes up 4 of it. So whatever's left over here, it must be 6, because that way this whole thing's 10. And now let's try to find the height of the triangle. So I'm trying to find this portion, the straight up and down line. Well, again, I know this entire line here is 12. And across from this, I know that this portion takes up 8 of it. This is 8. So if this portion is 8 based on the line right across from it, then this one must be 4, because that would make this whole thing 12. So once you have your base and height, then it just gets easy. So we have 6 times 4, and then cut that in half. 6 times 4 is 24. Cut that in half is 12. Easy. All right, number 5. This one looks a little crazy. I know it looks a little intimidating, but let's just go through it. A regular octagon can be divided into isosceles triangles. So what that means is it already cut a triangle out like this. This is another one. This is another one. Sorry, my lines are not that straight. You get the idea. But basically it's saying that a bunch of triangles all pointing at each other make an octagon. One triangle formed from its division is shown. Again, it broke it down by one triangle. The base is 4 and the height is 4.83. What is the area of the octagon? So in order to find the area of this whole shape, no one ever taught you how to find the area of an octagon, but it did make this cute little shape within it that I totally know how to find the area of. I know how to find the area of a triangle. The area of a triangle is base times height cut in half. So let's do this. My base obviously is 4. It says the base is 4. And my height is 4.83. And then I need to cut that number in half. Well, I do not know 4 times 4.83 in my head. So we're going to go ahead and actually do the math. 4.83, I do not have to align my decimals when I'm multiplying. 4 times 3 is 12. 4 times 8 is 32, plus 1 more is 33. 4 times 4 is 16, plus 3 more is 19. And then I know to move my decimal, I need to count how many decimal places are behind it, and then move it. So 19.32. So what that is saying is this cute little triangle is 19.32 meters squared. But remember, in our formula, we still need to do that divided by 2. So we have 19.32 divided by 2. So again, I do not know how to do that in my head, so let's go ahead and do some work. So we have 2 into 19, 2 into 19.32. 2 cannot go into 1. Oh, I'm going to bring up my decimal. 2 can go into 19 9 times, and that gives me 18. 1. Bring down my 3. 2 can go into 13 6 times. 2 times 6 is 12. Bring down the 1. I'm sorry, bring it in. There we go. 2 can go into 12 6 times with none left over. So now we have one area. So we have the area of this triangle, and it is 9.66. So again, read the question, do some math, and then reread the question to make sure that we're answering it. What is the approximate area of the octagon? Okay, it doesn't want the 9.6. This triangle is 9.6. It wants the area of the whole thing. So I know this is 9.6, this one's 9.66, 9.6. They're all 9.66 once you figure that out. So you can either add them together, or I can do 9. Oh, hold on. Pause for effect. Don't mind that. I don't know what happened. The pen's having a moment. Okay, so will not let me erase this line for some reason. But so sorry. We'll choose another color. We'll try. So I need to do 9.66, which is the area of this triangle, and multiply it by how many triangles there are. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we have 8 times 6. 8 times 6, which is 48. 8 times 6 again, which is 48. Plus 2 more is 52. 8 times 9 is 72. Plus 5 more is 77. And then there are 2 decimal places, so I need to move it. So 77.28 would be your final answer. Sorry about all this. I don't know why it won't go away. All right, next one. Use the formula for volume. We even gave you this beautiful formula to show the volume of the rectangular prism. So it's length, width, height. And I know they're all next to each other, but if they're next to each other, they're assumed to be multiplied. So my length is 4/9 times my width is 2/9 times my height, which is 7/9. I know some of you guys are looking at fractions and you're freaking out. Do not. Just do one little chunk at a time. Let's just do 4/9 times 2/9. Okay, we have 4/9. Let's just do this portion first. Times 2/9. 4 times 2 is 8. 9 times 9 is 81. That is as simple as it can get. There's no number that goes into both of those. So now I just need to multiply it to the 7/9 times, oops, didn't realize it was, times 7/9. 8. We have 8 and 7, which is 56. And then we have 81 times 9. This I do not know off the top of my head. So we have 9 times 1 is 9. 9 times 8 is 72. So this is 729. That is as simple as we can go. Except I might, yeah, you'll see yards cubed. Sorry. That's it. Okay. Question 7. So now we're going to kind of switch gears and we're going to leave area and volume and come over to exponents. Write an expression that is equivalent to this. So this is where we start talking about exponents. And if we remember right, there is a base and then there's a cute little exponent. The base gets multiplied by itself however many times the exponent is telling it to multiply to itself. So this 3 is the one being multiplied. This must be our base. Now, this number up here is going to tell us how many times it multiplies to itself. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. And what it's testing you on is your ability to know which one's the base and which one's the exponent. The base is the number being multiplied, and the exponent is how many times it gets multiplied. All right. So in this example, we're talking about words in math, and we're going to write expressions for this. So it's giving it to you in English term, and we're going to put that into like a little math expression. So the key word here is which expression represents the sum of 3 and n. I need to know what the word sum means. So this is the sum. If I were to tell you the sum of two numbers, I'm telling you to add. So we need to find an expression that has to deal with adding 3 and n, which is just a number we don't know. So letter A, we have 3n. There is no plus minus. There is nothing that says this is, or they're smack up next to each other. So this is a coefficient, which means they are being multiplied. So that's not going to work. N plus 3. Well, we're finding the sum, which is addition, of n and 3. That'll work. Finding 3 and n. That's the sum of 3 and n. Down here, this is n plus n plus n. Well, the 3 is not even involved, so not that. And then the last one is n cubed, which that's multiplication as well. That is n times n times n. That's the base times itself 3 times. So it would be B and C. Oh, the writing's going to be on this slide too. Okay. I don't know how to get rid of that. Okay. This one does take some work, so I'm going to go ahead and pause this video, and then we'll have number 9 start in the next video.